Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back for another math lesson with Miss Kim and now with Miss Rosales, who's going to play as a role of a student. And so today we're going to do what do you notice? Okay, so we're going to look at this picture and you're going to ask yourself, what do I notice? Okay, so if you notice one thing, put a thumb on your chest. If you notice two things, put two fingers on your chest. Maybe you notice 10 things. You put 10 fingers on your head like a Mickey Mouse. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's look at the picture. Okay.
Oh,
So I'll give you some time. You can press pause to think, to have more think time. Okay. Miss Rosales, you notice one thing.
yes, someone lost their socks.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, how do you know they lost the sock?
I noticed that we're looking at pairs of socks.
Yes. And when you say pair, what do you mean by pair?
Two of the same or belonging to a set.
Two of the same or belonging in a set or a
Mhm.
group, right?
Of
They
two,
belong,
group of
yeah,
two.
two. Okay, belonging in a set of two.
Yes.
Two of the same or belonging in a set of two. Good. So how many pairs do you see?
On the top, on the top row, I noticed seven sets or
Okay,
seven pairs.
so this is the top row and this is the bottom row. So you notice seven pairs or seven sets. So this is one set or one pair, two pairs, three pairs, four pairs, five pairs, six pairs, and seven pairs. So on the top row, we have seven pairs of socks, right? And then what do we have um, on the bottom?
So I remember Miss Kim mentioning before that her class is really good with doubles.
Mm,
So seven and seven. Boys and girls, do you know that answer?
yes. So we know that the amount of pairs on the top row is the same as the bottom row because it matches, it aligns. So we know that the first row has seven pairs, and we know that the second row has another seven pairs. And so like we've been practicing double, 7 plus 7. 7 and 7 are the same numbers, makes 14. So if we were to write in a complete sentence to represent this picture, there are 14 pairs of socks in all, right?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now we've been talking about pairs, so groups of two, okay? Now, my question is now not how many pairs, but how many socks are there in all? So how would you do this now? Knowing we have 14 pairs, how many socks do we have? Okay.
Okay. So is there are two ways I was thinking. I'll
Okay.
start with the easiest one.
Okay.
We can look at the set and do a skip count of twos
Okay.
because the pair has two socks in it.
Oh, okay. I like that. So how about we do that? Let's skip count by twos because my students have been practicing that on IXL and even in class in our choral counting. So this is two socks, right? So
Mhm.
let's skip count. Two,
Four,
four, six, eight.
eight,
Let's do it together, everyone. 10,
10,
12,
twelve,
14. And then what's 14? What's after 14? So we're adding 2 more. So 16, 18, 20, 24. Oh, 22. I need help. 24, 26, and 28. And so there are 28 socks. Okay, so how would you represent this in a number sentence using multiplication?
Well, that would look like 14 groups of 2. So 14 times 2 equals 28.
Yes, because there are 14 groups of 2. 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 groups of 2 is 28. Or we can say multiplication, we can reverse it, right? So it would be 2 groups of 14.
And with that, you're looking at 2 rows of
Yes.
14.
So how we say 2 groups of 14 is there's 1 group of 14 and there's 2 groups of 14 because there's 14 socks in each row. Good. Okay. All right. So now that we did this, what I want you to do, boys and girls, is come up all the different ways to count how many pairs of socks there are or how many individual socks are there in all. And you can do so many different ways. You can either count it even in groups of 4. You can even count in groups of 4 if you're good at skip counting by 4. Or you can even skip count by 6. What about you, Miss Rosales? What
Well,
else
I
do
was
you?
thinking maybe skip counting by 5 sets.
Oh, I like that. So 5 sets. So there's 1 set, 2 set, 3 sets, 4 set, 5 sets. So there's 5 pairs of socks, and then another 5 pairs of socks, and then we have 4 pairs of socks. So how would we write that as an addition?
So that would be a long multiplication sentence. So hold on. For the first 5, it would be 5 groups of 2, so 5 times 2.
Yes.
And it needs to be in parentheses because we're looking at 1 set.
Okay.
And then we're going to add to that another 5 groups of 2. So open parentheses, 5 times 2. And then we are going to add the final set, 4 groups of 2, 4 times 2.
And that would be in all.
Yes. And then if we want to challenge ourselves, we can now think about our original equation, which was 14 times 2. And
So
write
we know
14
that,
times 2
yes.
instead of 28.
Oh, instead of 28, it would be 14 groups of 2. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of work. But I just want to quickly show you guys how each one represents each equation, the picture. So 5 groups of 2 is this one, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2 socks. Then we know this one is also 5 groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2. This one represents this picture. There are 4 groups of 2, okay? And in reality, it's the same as 14 groups of 2, because remember, there's 14 groups of 2 in the top row, and there's 14 groups of 2 on the bottom row. Okay, wow, that was a lot of thinking right here. Okay, but you guys can do simple as just adding if you would like. You know, you can just do 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And so you can think of all the different ways to represent this picture. All right, boys and girls, we'll see you next time. Thank you, Ms. Rosales, for joining, and I'll
Thank
see
you for
you.
having me.
And
Don't
we'll
forget
see
to
you.
subscribe.
Yes, and we'll see you again for our next lessons. Bye.
Bye.